Good morning, fourth grade. I hope you're having a really wonderful morning. Make sure you have this worksheet page 151, multiplying money. All right. So basically, what you're going to do is do the same thing you've been doing. The only thing is you're going to have to pay attention to where the decimal point is and the dollar sign. And if you can just remember those two extra things, you got it made. All right, so the best thing we can do is just to jump in and do it. All right, so let's start. Okay, so let me get my pointer. All right, 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 times 8 is what? 32 plus 2 is 34. Carry the 3. You see the decimal point? We're going to ignore it for now. Okay. And let's keep going. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. Now, we did the multiplication part. Now we have to figure out, where does the decimal point go? Well, if you find where the decimal point is, which is right here, we're going to start at the end of the number and we're going to count how many places back that decimal point is. You ready? 1, 2. So then we're going to go to the end of our answer, our product, and we're going to count 2 spaces. 1, 2. And this is where the decimal point goes. Now the other thing that we need to do, I wanted to erase that, but you know what? I'm not going to be able to, because it's going to erase the whole thing, and we don't want to do that. So I'll just leave that there. Next thing we want to do is drop down our dollar sign. And there it is. We're all done. All right, let's try this again. Let's go over to number 2. 3, okay, let me just say this one thing. Do the multiplication first, and then count your decimal place value, like how many places over it is, and then you can add that to your answer, and then you will put down the dollar sign. All right, so let's do that. Multiply first. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1 is 28. Carry the 2. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Did you catch that? 3 times 0 is 0, but then we needed to add the 2 to that. So 0 plus 2 is 2. All right, so now we're going to go here and count 1, 2 is where our decimal point is. Let's start back here, and we're going to go 1, 2. Our decimal point goes between the 2 and the 8, and then we're going to add our dollar sign. And we're done. All right, you try numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Stop there, and we'll go on after that. So you pause, work on that, and then you'll be able to check your answers when you're finished pausing. So go ahead and pause. Well, hopefully you've seen that there was a number 10. I didn't see that because I had it zoomed in, but I'm sure you figured it out that number 10 needed to be completed. But anyway, there it is. Pause if you need to. Let's take a look at number 11. Let's read it together. Mark bought an ice cream sundae for each of his 3 sisters and himself. Each sundae cost $3.25. Mark gave the clerk $20. What was his change? So, how do you think we're going to figure this out? Well, let's think about that. First of all, imagine him going to buy this sundae. What did he have to do first? Right, he had to order the sundaes. Well, let's figure out. Each sundae cost $3.25. How many people were buying sundaes? Well, he had 3 sisters and himself. So how many is that? Times 4. So let's figure it out. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Okay. Now we're not finished yet because we have to do the decimal point. The decimal point is over 1, 2 places. Let's do that. 1, 2. And then drop our $sign down to where it goes. So that's just the total of the sundaes. Now we have to figure out how much change he got. So how do you think we need to do that? That's right, we need to subtract it from the $20 he gave the clerk. So let's set that up. So he paid with a $20 bill, right? And they're going to take out the cost, which is $13. And then we're going to find out how much change he gets. So go ahead and subtract 20 minus 13. What do you think that is? Okay, if you said $7, you're right. All right, so that is the answer. So underneath here, because it's dollars, you don't have to write the word dollars. We have the $sign right there. We can see that. We're going to put $7. All right, let's take a look at number 12. It costs $5.50 for each person to visit the Marine Museum. How much will it cost a family of 5 to visit the museum? What do you think we're going to do to figure this out? How much was it for each person? $5.50 for each person. Now, how many people visited? A family of 5, right? So we're going to multiply that by 5. And now we're going to figure it out. 5 times 0? That's right, 0. 5 times 5? 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 5? 25. Plus 2 is 27. And we're not finished. We need to put the decimal point and the $sign. So the decimal point is 1, 2 spaces over. 1, 2. You don't have to draw the little lines. Just make sure you put the decimal point where it goes. And then make sure you also put the $sign. So then we can put our answer over here. $27.50. Very good. And speaking of Marine Museum, take a look at the Bible verse here at the bottom. It says, when I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. What is man that thou art mindful of him? Just think about that. Just take a look around and see what God has created. It's really awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at the back of our page. Now, the back of your page is not going to look like mine. Mine is a photocopy, and it has this big old black space over here, and that's just because it was in a workbook and it didn't pick up the page. Okay, just make sure that you have page 152 on the back. Basically, you're just going to multiply with the decimal points and the dollar signs. Remember, you multiply first and then add in the decimal points and the dollar signs. And you still have multiplication review on the bottom with estimated numbers or numbers with zeros. For 17, 18, and 19, you're going to choose, after you figure it out, you're going to choose what the estimation of the product would be, and then you would circle it. Okay, so basically how that's going to be is, in your head, you have to think of this. 24 estimates to 20. So in my head, I'm going to think 20 times 3 is what? 60. And that's what they mean by that. Okay? So you're just estimating it in your head, trying to come up with the answer. You're going to circle the answer you got in your head, and then you're going to figure out the problem. So 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 72. Okay? All right, so you'll do the same for 18 and 19. And then 20 and 21, you just need to figure out the answer for those word problems. So you go ahead and pause or stop the video and then come back. Do the work, come back and check your answers. And then when you are finished, you need to go back into the assignment in Jupyter and turn in your work. You can take a picture of it and upload those pictures of your work, and that would be great. If you have any problems with that, then definitely email me and I'll help you through it. All right. Thank you. And there's no homework on this page either. But don't get used to that, because it isn't always going to be that way. And don't throw your homework papers away. We might come back to them. All right. Okay, so, but there's no homework for today. All right. So go ahead and pause. Okay, check your answers. Hopefully you did well. If not, don't forget to email me so that we can work together to figure out what you need to help you. And then also don't forget to turn in your work. All right, so I can see that you completed it. All right, well, you have a really, really great day. And hopefully I get to talk to you soon. All right. If not, I will talk to you in the next lesson. All right. Goodbye.